Hi friends, today we are going to discuss another very important topic from this chapter, outcomes of democracy, that reduction of inequality and poverty. In the previous videos we have discussed that how the democracy and the development, how the development is connected to the democratic form of government. Now we are going to discuss the reduction of inequality and poverty. You can see that everywhere, every democracy we can say that it is inequality and poverty is there. Then how a democratic form of government can reduce this inequality and the poverty? In this topic there are so many questions which are already asked by the board. Let us have a glance on these questions. It is reasonable to expect democracy to reduce economic disparities. Democracy has failed to reduce economic inequality and poverty. Do you agree? Give arguments in support of your answer. Democracies are not appearing to be very successful in reducing economic inequalities. Analyze the statement. So here discussing that is democracy and the inequality. The question is that democracies are not appropriate, very successful in reducing the economic disparity or economic inequality. Do you agree? So how do you answer these all are the questions? We are finding inequality, you are finding economic problems, you are finding poverty, you are finding. So how the democracy it is connected with the democracy? So when we discuss the reduction of inequality and poverty, first point you need to remember, perhaps more than development. So previous videos up to we were discussing about the development and democracy. So now here we are coming to inequality and poverty. So here we are discussing, or we are starting with that more than development, it is reasonable to expect democracies are reduce the economic disparities. More than development, what is to be done by the economy, democracy, or what is expected by the people from the democracy, that to reduce the economic disparities. There is a big economic disparity or differences in the democracy. That is a big problem we find. You know that democracies are based on political equality. See, when we take the democracy, you can see that there is a political equality is there. Politically we are very equal. Whether you are a Brahmin or Kshatriya or Vaishya or Shudra, Christian or Hindu or Muslim or Parsi or Jaina or Buddha or Sikh or anyone you are, economically you are. You are a rich or poor. You are a Malayali or Karnataka or anyone you are. Politically you are equal. How you are politically equal? Everyone having one vote. Everybody's vote is having one value. You see, politically, when we take the democracy, democracies are based on politically they are equality. Their political equality is there because everybody is having one vote, one value. Politically we are equal. All individuals are okay. We have discussed. Okay, by keeping this in our mind, we are moving towards the next point. A small number of ultra rich enjoy a highly disproportionate share wealth and incomes. So this is the big problem of the democracy. Politically we are equal, but economically very problem we are having. We can see in our country there is some people are very ultra rich. Their growth is very faster and faster. You know, some of the companies we can take Reliance, Tata Birla. There are so many companies are there. They are very rich. I cannot compare my income and the Reliance income. It is very big gap is there. Some are very ultra rich. They are ultra rich. Then some are very middle class people, and some others are very ultra poor. The people, those who are struggling to meet the one day meal. So Not only that, they share in the total. See, there are some people are there, they are very ultra rich. They are enjoying and they are having or they enjoy a highly disproportionate share of the economic. Not only that, their share in the total income of the country has been increasing. If the Reliance is earning more and more, it will reflect very faster and faster in the economy of the country, the total income of the country. But my income is increasing or 1000 rupees extra I am getting, it is not much reflecting in the total income of the country. You see, there are such group of people are there in a democracy, they are very rich, they are ultra rich, which they influence the total income of the country even. At the same time, you see, there are some other people are there, those at the bottom of the society have very little to depend upon. There is other category of people are there, they are at the bottom of the society, they are having or they are struggling. Sometimes they find difficult to meet their basic needs of life, such as food, clothing, home, education and health. One type of people, we are saying that democracy everywhere, equality and everything we are discussing, but when we compare the inequality or the poverty or the economic status in the country, we can find that there are some group of people are there, they are very rich, ultra rich, which those people, those income is directly reflecting the total income of the country. At the same time, we can find that some people are there in the country, they are very poor and they are struggling to meet a meal a day, and they are struggling to meet the basic means of livelihood such as food, clothing, education, health. They are struggling. But you remember, the poor constitute a large proportion of our voters. The funny factor in our country that it is the poor people are the people, those who are the proportion, or when we take the voters proportion, the more part of the voters, the large part of our voters is consumed by the poor people, constituted by the poor people. So that means, simple words, we can say that the majority of the people in the voters list are poor. Our voters list is constituted by the majority, they are the poor people. So since majority of the people are the poor, every political leaders and every political party wants the votes of them. Every political party wants the votes of them. Every political party expecting the votes of these poor people, and they wanted to get elected. But yet, democratically elected governments do not appear to be as keen to address the question of poverty as would expect them to. My dear friends, we know that the majority of the people in the voters list and the poor people, and every political party and every political leaders wants their vote, and they are winning after getting the votes of these poor people. But almost every government failed in front of the people, or every government failing in the factor that the reduction of the poverty. So many governments came, so many political parties formed the government by promising that they are going to eradicate the poverty. Did they eradicate the poverty? Still the poverty is there, still the poor are there in our country. The funny factor that it is, these people are elected by the poor people. And the people, those who are elected by the poor people, and they are not able to eradicate the problem of poverty. That is the very big problem in the democracy. This is the big problem. So, this is the problem when we are connecting or when we are reading with the inequality and poverty in a democratic setup, you have to remember that not the economic development but the inequality is the factor. At the same time, democracy is promising equality, but democracy is based on political equality, but there is a big problem of economic inequality. That is, you can find that there is an ultra rich and the middle and the poor, and the poor are more in the voters list, and with their vote the people are getting elected, and these people, those who have got elected with the votes of these poor people, are not able to eradicate the problem of poverty. So these all are the things are to be written in this. I hope you understood very serious thing about the democratic setup as well as the economical development and the inequality. You also think as a politician, as a political science student, very critically you think. You also be the part of Indian political system. Bye.